Hey, y'all, thank you for coming back to Fire 716 Radio training video number 2. I am Frank Hanley, the owner and CEO of Fire 716 Radio, which is actually owned by Hanley Holdings LLC, but who wants to get into those unnecessary details? Get ready to go right into um, the next phase, which is really discussing the skills of a successful DJ and effective communication. Now, this is going to be a little bit more something you might want to get through, review, recap. I'll do some examples along the way because as a personality, you are the driving force and you are the engineer, you are the conversation, you are the energy, you are the vibe, you are it in between the music, in between conversations. You're really the pusher of conversation and content. Now, so one of the essentials to being a DJ is the fact that the music selection. You have to create this vibe. You have to create this energy. If you're going to do neo soul, you're going to be smooth with it. Are you going to be hip hop? You're going to be, what kind of energy do you want to give? 90s R&B. Can we talk? Watch it. For a minute. Your voice should be, it's going down. Can we talk? No, you got to watch Fire 716 Radio. It's your boy Big Frank, man. Neo soul vibe. We're going back to the days in 90s R&B is smooth. You have to create this synergy, okay, with the music as well as your voice, your conversation, and voice modulation is also important because you don't want to be too dry. You don't want to be too boring. You don't want to say you're trying to create a Friday night, it's lit kind of vibe. You can't be like, touch it, bring it, baby, took a minute, top format, boom, 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 and then you come on. Fire 716 Radio, you're locked in. That was just Busta Rhymes with Touch It. No, you got to come with that. Fire 716 Radio, boy, Big Frank, you just heard Busta Rhymes. And watch it. You don't have to sound like radio. Just sound like yourself, but bring that energy, bring that vibe, bring those what we call vibrations, okay? Because it's radio, it's audio, they hear you. And if it's visual, they see you. So bring all that good life to it. So you're responsible for the music, you're responsible for the modulation, timing, and personality. You have to be able to know where you are, know where you're going. When I say that, I mean, if you hear a song come, I think you better call Tyrone. Call him. And you can't use my phone. See that cadence right there? Timing. So when she finished that song and she says, and you can't use my phone, you should be on that right there with this. Fire 716 Radio, boy, Big Frank, you're locked in the Big Frank in the morning. Let you know everything is getting ready to be all right. Listen, I want you to know that, yada, yada, and going into your set, because you don't want to be like, I think you better call Tyrone. Bye-bye. Watch it, this ending right here. And you can't use my... Fire 716, I've been waiting for you, and I'm like, you don't want to be to it. You want to go with the flow. Timing. And you don't have to, your breaks aren't long. You're not going to exceed past 5 minutes of your break time. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get in there, boom. Fire 716, your boy Big Frank. You locked into Big Frank in the morning. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. That was Erykah Badu with Call Tyrone. You know that classic song that gets you in the vibe and in the groove. Listen, what's happening today is you give them some news, some content, some information, but the music is a flow of things as long as with your voice, your timing, and your personality. Don't try to be me. Don't try to be anybody else. Find out what energy you're bringing, what conversation you're bringing. Figure that out. That's very important when you want to communicate as a DJ. Also, it's important to connect to your audience. Let me give you this quick update. We serve about 75% women and 25% men, and we're based on a urban community demographic. You have to be able to relate to them, talk to them. When you talk on this microphone, you want to talk like you're talking to one person. Hey y'all, what's up y'all? No. How you doing? How are you? What's you want to talk in it's not third person. You want to have a dialogue conversation. Don't be like, hey, make sure everybody, no, make sure you. Hey, how you doing today? What's going on in your mind? What's on your heart? Make this thing personable so that you can reach out to the audience, if you will, and remain that connection. Also, you want to give them an experience. You don't want to be over here just, oh, what are they talking about? You don't want to confuse them. You don't want to give them too much information. You want to be balanced, but you want to know where you at, know where you're going. Which I would say is, while the music is playing, you should be in preparation for what's next. You should be in preparation for knowing, all right, when this song comes out, it's getting ready to end at this time. I'm going to introduce the radio station, Fire 716. I'm going to introduce my name. I'm going to give him this information, bullet points, 1, 2, 3, boom. I'm going to let them know what's coming up next. But you got to prep and do that before you come into your break. It makes sense? That's the part of communication. So you want to make sure that you balance the information that you give as well. You don't want to give too much information. What do you mean? For example, Fire 716, your boy Big Frank. You locked into Big Frank in the morning. Going down today at Gluck Park is getting ready to be a book bag giveaway. 1202 3rd Street, Niagara Falls, New York. Pull up. Make sure you're there. Also, make sure you get down there to Buck's Pizzeria right there on Pierce. That's too much information. There's too many addresses, too many phone numbers. It's too much information to try to retain to get somebody to recall something. So you don't want to have 6 or 7 things that you're giving off that is too much information. Now you want to balance between, hey, there's information for entertainment purposes. For example, Fire 716, your boy Big Frank, you're locked into Big Frank in the morning. Did you know that Krishan Rock just gave their pastor $2 million in cash on a Friday night? Hey, you know what I'm saying? That's information. That's entertainment. Hey, if you want to win prizes or giveaways, give us a call, 716-205-8136. We're giving away $10 in a gas card or something like that. That's engaging them to call in to do something. And then you want to give them the information far as advertisement, but you don't want to overwhelm them. And mind you that you're doing this in a matter of 2 to 4, maybe 5 at the most minutes, because you don't want to give too much information. Repetition is the key to persuasion, but too much information about too many different things, it get lost in the sauce. And when you come in and we begin to do some live situations, we'll go through a more detailed process. Listen, a more aggressive type of conversation, if you will. But also, though, you have to be able to have effective communication. Now, if you heard me talking, you can talk too fast, you can mumble, you can use too much slang, where it's like, what are y'all talking about? So you want to balance, you want to be yourself authentically, but you want to balance how much hood language or conversation that you use that will be confusing to others. I'm going to change my camera. I keep looking at my camera here. So it can be confusing to others. So you want to make sure that you are clear, concise in your communication. And I talk fast. Fire 716 Radio, your boy Big Frank. You're locked into Big Frank in the morning. Good morning, good afternoon. How are you? Hope that your day is going well. It is currently 45 degrees outside. It is 56 minutes past the top of the hour. Hope you're getting ready to prepare for something great. Listen, Krishan Rock just gave her pastor over $2,000 in physical cash to be a blessing to him. Hey, give me a call. How do you guys feel about money going directly to the pastor? Give me a call, 716-478-4722. Once again, give me a call, 716-478-4722. And at that point, get those opinions. Listen, it's going down. Fire 716 Radio. Boom, you're out of there. Okay. You talked about Krishan Rock. You engaged them to call in for the giveaway. That's enough information. You were slow paced, you weren't aggressive, you weren't too loud, you were able to communicate effectively the information that had to come across the microphone. You with me? Um, you have to figure out a successful way to be engaging with listeners. You got to introduce the song and deliver the news. So watch this. The people listen to radio to find out what's happening in the community, what's happening in the world, what's happening in media, and you have to deliver that. As an announcer, you want to let them know what just played, and also you want to know what's coming up next in that same break. Like I said, we'll deal with that structure of a radio break in the next video. But the important is that you are clear, concise. Not only that, that you are delivering news, introducing the songs, and engaging with listeners and addressing different segments. You want to make sure you build your show up and have segments. For example, in the morning show, you want to make sure that you have segments in your show. In the morning show, we have what did we do yesterday? We talk about Big Girl Chronicles. We have hot topics, local news, and church mess. These are the segments that we created to help us stay on task and on target. You want to make sure that you create these segments for your show as well. The Talk at 2 is what Jasmine Young does on BLK. You hear Steve Harvey in the morning. He got Tommy's segment, which plays all the time. That's going to be comedy. You got the Red Letter, which is going to be played as well. You have to build content, and that information is going to be done beforehand, and you want to execute that. We'll get more into that as we break down the content of radio. So those are just some tips and some things that help you become a successful personality or DJ. If you have any questions, you can email me at fire716radio@gmail.com, or you can give me a call at 716-371-1903. And when you guys prepare to come into a live situation, I have a more detailed presentation for you with how to really do this personality thing. All right, we'll talk soon.